And welcome back, everyone. Welcome. Hello, we are here now. We are. And let me see. So we were touring yesterday. We started a tour of Arnaaluk, the underwater, under the frozen glacier ocean is this beautiful druid sanctuary. And I can say it's beautiful because I didn't build it. These druids built it. I mean, we helped. The Mermaid Nation of Tana actually helped, but I'm going to change my view and let's check and see what time of night it is. It is actually like 6 o'clock right now in the evening, and people are going to start going to work, going home actually from work. And we have some explorers. So, as I explained, we are a peaceful nation. The people you see walking around in armor are actually explorers, and they're wearing protective clothing for when they're out in the fields. They have protective clothing, and that's what it looks like. We did some things during the Twitch stream. You might notice this is Mubian's level 5 builder's shop, but we changed the floor and we changed the dome. We actually made it colored glass instead of the clear glass that Mubian had. I can show you what the other one looks like. Let's go this way for a minute. No, yes, no, yes. Okay, so I'm going in here. I have 2 of those builder shops, and they have now both been changed. This one now looks like this. It's probably it doesn't have the dome yet. I think I will do a dome on this one too. So yeah, we'll think about those things. So yesterday, during the tour, we talked about the fact that the people here are druids who have come here to not be pegged with the fact that because they have these amazing skills as druids, as fighters, that's all they can be. And in a regular Minecolonies colony, the military don't get a chance to have children because they don't live in houses. So that's how it was explained to me, that on their Discord channel. It might not be true. We'll find out. But one thing for sure is that when they come here, they have time off and they can have kids if they want. They can pick other jobs that they would never get. For instance, we had one of the most recent druids who was given sanctuary, an amazing druid as far as druid stats were concerned, and she wanted to be a concrete mixer. Yeah. And she had the skills for that too. So that is how we do it. So just for a moment, we'll just do a little run. This is the level 5 town hall of underwater base with the insert, with the garden insert. There are a couple inserts you can choose from to have in the center of this room underwater. And upstairs here is the museum for the pod that the first 4 people arrived in. And this is a part of the town hall, this museum. And as you can see, there are exhibits for things that can be found and can be experienced in Minecraft. And they are all here. So This is actually the little pod, and it now lives in the museum. And then we went down and we started looking at things that, if you're building a mine colony, you start out with first, you start out with builders, and this is a builder shop. And then you want to get a tavern, and we were talking about the fact that we have this double tavern, which you can only have one tavern in Minecolonies. Lo-fi! Hello, Lo-fi. It's nice to see you. So you can only have one tavern, so this tavern is disabled. I am good. I am good. Thank you for asking. And the actual tavern is this Aquatica one over here. That was an underwater base one. We looked at the Mystic Site, which is a level 5 Aquatica Mystic Site, and you can see the magic cube inside, which is so lovely. And then we actually went over here and looked in the mural hall right here. Thank you for asking, Lo-Fi. How have you been? How are things going with you? And then we started going through the shopping center, and this is the flower market right here. And I thought I saw that before. There it is. I am seeing that. Hold on for a second. Why are you leaking? Why you leak? It's leaking. Okay. And so we started looking at all the shops that are in the shopping center. This is the Fletcher, and we even discovered that the Fletcher workshop, this is a second Fletcher I'm using as a workshop. So Aquatica for the retail store and underwater base for the workshop is what I'm doing. And then Lo-Fi, hello. And then we went through, and what time of day is it? It is almost 2 o'clock in the morning. So the thing that we couldn't see yesterday, I'll show you today in the mechanic shop. I don't have any druids in this section right now who are walking around, so we're just going to come over here and open. Dun, 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 dun. We are opening the waterway here, so that when the time comes, the submarine would be dropped down into the water right here. And that cobblestone that you see down there, including that open area right there, is actually the mine breaking into this section here. What I think I'm going to do, just because I've discovered it right here, is why don't we just close up this part of this, so that, uh-oh, do you know what I have upstairs? I left that open. Hold on. Can we do both of these without losing somebody? Hold on. It's very dangerous. But we do have Rome coming down here, and I don't want him to have any problem here either. So we're just going to close this part up. Let's go back up through here, and let's quickly close this before anyone comes. And there we go. So this is Minecolonies style designers, Mixasa and Matlam, built this running door specifically for the mechanic level 5. And they're the ones that made it work. If you build the underwater base style, you will get that. You will get this shop looking just like this, which is really cool. Okay, so this is all that we were looking at yesterday, and we looked at all the shops that are here that are attached to the visitors shopping center, like the glass shop, the Fletcher, the dye shops, and the mechanic. We're going to go now down this. Which way should I go? Which would you like? Lo-fi, which would you like? Should I go to the farms or should I go? Isn't that a cool door? It really is. Should I go to the farms or should I go to the makers? I could do either one. Which would you like to see from here? So let's see if we have a vote, and if we could, let's come here. You're chilling right now. That's good to hear. Okay. People are going to wake up in a little bit, and let me see what time. It's 6 o'clock. So it's almost time for everyone to wake up. The farms. Dun, 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 dun. So we are going to head down this hallway, and I'm going to come around to it. So the town hall has all of these corridors leading to different areas of town, and we are now going to head to the corridor that leads to the farm country. And here we are. This is Mira right there. That is one of the first four, and she is actually the first druid. So she's the lead druid. This is the botanicals. The Aquatica hallway connectors we're using to make botanical gardens. So this is the Spirit Botanical Garden on this road, on this corridor here. We're going to go through here. We have a new apartment building that does not have its name yet, but it's going to be called the Sakura, because the botanical garden behind here is Sakura Botanical Garden. So that's what that building is going to be, and we'll show you how that works out when we get to it. We are in the farm district, so we have two streets or two corridors that are long enough to have rail on them, and this is one of them right here. This is the one closest to the town hall. This one goes all the way to the warehouse and all the way in that direction to the rest of the farm country, which is an L around this back area. And so let's go back. So there's one of the rails that we have, and the other rail that we have is in the farm country. Both of them are for the same reason, that they are super long corridors, and there's a lot of produce and things that are moved in this area. So this is Hallie's builder shop. Hallie has the fourth builder that we've seen, and this is her shop right here, and she is not working on anything right now. Very interesting. So we'll get her to work on something soon, but right now we're going to go this way. We're going to go to, now the interesting thing with the rail is it's like being in the subway in New York. There's plenty of room right here to walk. You're not actually on the tracks. There is housing in that direction, and here are some of our farms. We're going to start at the farthest farm right here. This is Quentin's. Elsa. Hi, Elsa. This is Elsa's farm. Elsa is growing, there she is. Elsa is growing Minecraft food. So she's growing potatoes and beets and carrots. And the top field, we don't have one yet. I didn't want to make the two upper fields because it would kind of mean that she would need help. I like having each of the farmers only work 3 fields. So these are her 3 fields that she's working. This is a level 5 underwater base farm with a storage area right here, which is really fun. And that is what we have. Now, I don't know, is it 5? It is. Okay. So you can see right here, one of the things where these pieces of hay are actually covered, this is my story, that they're covered in a special membrane made from jellyfish that is waterproof and that protects produce and logs and things like that that have to be shipped by submarine. So this platform here, this crane, is actually lifting up hay bales and putting them where they can be picked up by a submarine, which our little delivery subs are called scrubs. This is an aquarium, essentially, and has to be heated because we're in the frozen waters, so we can't grow any tropical things in this area. So this is a level 2 underwater base greenhouse, both of these are, and then this is the level 5 underwater base farm, and we have 3 of these, so possibly 4, but I think we have 4. We do. Right here, this is underwater base sugar farm. So this is where bamboo and cactus and sugar are grown. We're not growing any cactus right now, which is why this field is empty, and the bamboo is not being cut right now. So look at it. I love it that they have this huge tall place for the bamboo to be in, and I just love the way that looks. But this is definitely the sugar farm right here. And Nova, who is a druid, she actually wanted to farm, and so she took over the sugar farm. Her son, her actual son, is the other sugar farmer, and he is in a level 4, and this is what she is working on. Hallie is going to continue to build this Aquatica sugar farm up to a level 4. Now, Minecolonies calls these sugar farms plantations. So if you're wondering what it is, it's actually Minecolonies plantation. Since she's about to work on it, we're not going to do anything about the fact that it's leaking right now. We'll wait until she's done, because I do believe that this is one of the buildings that can have a dome. And we're actually going to put a dome on the top of this sugar farm. And that will be very fun. We'll see another farm with a dome on it later. So in this area, we have housing for farmers. This is the Oaks right here. And the Oaks is, the apartment building is the Oaks. And the Oaks reception center is actually a guard tower and Cavern style level 5 alternative guard tower that we are using here as the reception for this apartment building. And where the jail used to be in that style, we have these are the mailboxes for the people who live here in this apartment. Now over here we have our second dairy farm. So we have 2 dairy farms, both of them having 2 farmers. So, yes, thank you. Thank you. And this is a double farm. This is an Arcology farm, level 5, that we have altered to fit into this underwater base farm and pasture, level 5. So this should be a level 5. Yes, it is. Dairy farmer. And this should be a level 3. Yes, it is. This is a level 3 pasture. There is an alteration that we want to do to this where we're going to take away. You can see that's a double wall right there. He's going to come out. There he goes. That double wall we're going to take away so to give the cows just a little tiny bit more room. We'll take away that wall piece there. Now I added this so that the Arcology farmer would not be opening a gate to try and get to the cows because they would just be all over the place. So here we are right here, especially the babies, and they are, this is a dairy farm, but we do harvest from time to time for meat, because we have to for the menus. For the new Minecolonies menus, they have to have variety. So you just saw people going home. If there's a mat on the floor in front of the door, it means that people live there. That's what I do just to make sure that I know that people are living in the house. Who lives there? Sometimes I know and sometimes I don't. Ooh, Jenna is hungry. Now Jenna, I do know, Jenna's living here, and I thought I knew who her partner was. Quentin. Jenna's the rabbit farmer, and let's go see her farm. I'm going to have to stay in this area and make sure that they get fed. It seems to be the new nature of the game, the challenge of Minecolonies, to keep them fed. And so we have another farm here, but you see there's another apartment building, sorry. There's no one living in this apartment building. You can see there's no mats outside the door. This is for druids when they have off. So during holidays and during times when the druids take time off, this is the building that they use. This is going to be called the Spirit Apartments, and this is specifically for peacekeepers and explorers when they aren't working. So we're back to Hallie's and the Sakura Botanical, and we're going to the older farms, which are right here. We put in an airlock so that submarines could come down and deliver here as well. And then this begins the farm ring that we have. And I'm just going to start here. We have 2 underwater-based chicken farms right here. You can see nests and eggs in this area, and they are roasting chickens. They do harvest some of the chickens. So this is 2 of these farms put together. And hold on for a minute. As I explained, we do not have flags. These are designer banners for the town, the town style. Those are not flags. The Tana Nation does not permit flags. Next, down here, we have our second farm, and this farm is Quentin. This is Quentin's farm, and he is still a level 4, so this is level 4 of the farm. Quentin is growing wheat, and Quentin was only growing wheat. He has, this is a level 3 of the greenhouse, And upstairs he's growing wheat as well. But we didn't have any garlic, and so we had him, and we wanted to try growing mint. So since we had enough wheat for a while, we decided to let him grow mint up here and garlic to help out the other farmer who's growing garlic. He's growing garlic right here. We ran out, believe it or not. And so, but these 3 fields were supposed to be dedicated to growing wheat. So it seems like we're rotating our crops here. So then next door, we do have an apartment building, and this apartment building is for farmers, and I'm looking at it right now, and let me see if that's true that no one's here. No one's here, but that is an apartment right there. Let's look here, and the same, okay. And then, yeah, and did I miss this one? I'm just looking to see if so these apartments are ready to be moved into. We just don't have anyone living here right now, except for one of the farmers, Isabella, is living by herself in this apartment building. These are farm apartments, and we still might have another farmer to help Ela. We might have one. Let's come here. This is Jenna. You love the walkways with glass. It makes it feel alive when you see stuff going on in the background. Isn't it cool? I love this. Look at that. Look how you can look through and see all the different walkways at the same time. It's just so wonderful. Why are you dripping? What's missing here? Where is your second piece of glass? I think this is down too low, that this is supposed to have a second piece of glass here. This isn't going to make a difference. It's going to leak anyway. This is actually supposed to be this. And then, if it's going to have something underneath, it would have this, like this, and that that prismarine goes on top. And so I'll have to take care of that later. Not right now, while we're doing a tour. But you know what happens when you see things. Okay, so that's an apartment building there, and for farmers, and we just came out of the chicken farm. Back here we have the rabbit hutch, and this is a level, let me see what time it is. It's 2:45. Okay, this is level 5. It is. This is Jenna, who was starving. This is her rabbit hutch. She does smoke rabbits, and this is her ovens for doing that. And then down here is where the rabbits live. Hello, and we have pretty white ones, and you can see their little nests right here, and they're trying to get up. And then this is their water, and they've got some carrots growing in the field there, and it's a nice little cozy place for them. And so that is their shop right there. So I haven't done anything to this. I like the vanilla right now. The table and chair is okay. We might do something different later. I might decide, and this is what happens, that the prismarine or this, which is purple, might be a little over the top. And we might change that to wood later, but we'll see. We'll see. This just became a level 5, and I haven't done the little extra things that I do to make it fit into this area. And that goes for these, which are now level 5s as well. You see they still have gray in their notice area. Let's go this way. These are sheep farms, and they might still be, this is the first level 5 that we have, and these are the pastures. So we have another set of pastures here. Now in the past, when I've done underwater bays, I've made this pasture full pasture, but this time I was a little concerned that the sheep and the chickens would go over into the cow area and would never be harvested. And because of the thing that's going on with the, yep, we do have a chicken here. Because of what's going on with the food, we couldn't take that chance. So this is a sheep farm. This is where the sheep are. And then this is another sheep farmer right here. But this sheep farmer is actually doing paperwork and shipment work. In other words, doing the bookkeeping and keeping track of things, while Fatima, so this is Fatima, is the apprentice, and she's actually taking care of the sheep, and Philip is running the books. So there's Fatima, and there's Philip coming to work right now.
I'll take care of it.
Yes, you will. And then, let's see, how do we want to do this? This leads to the dairies. Why don't we do the farms first, and we'll come back to that other area. This is Lena's farm, and Lena and Rayange have, this is where I did take out the wall between the two pastures, so that the farm could have more room. Now we have an extra amount of cows at this time. We are actually growing some cows for to help out some neighboring communities. And when we have enough, these cows will be shipped off to help another city-state. So that's why we have so many. This is way too many cows for this size farm, and we don't usually have this much. We do we do need dairy cows, and we also need to harvest cows, but we can't have that many. There's just not enough room for them to comfortably be there. So, but what we did was we took away the double. So, and it's understandable. I'll wait till he comes up. There's Rayange. It's understandable that there has to be two separate buildings here, because this pasture is a separate building from the farm, from the farmer's area. But now that both of them are at level, the highest level they can be at, we removed one of the walls to give the cows a little bit more room in this area. So we removed the wall that separates them from the dairy area. We also removed the wall that separated them from the hallway. So we stretched the building all the way to the hallway so that people walking down the halls could actually see the farm from where they were. And what are you doing, Rayange? Are you having trouble getting down? That's what it looks like. So he's going to go to the other one. Watch. Okay, what's going on with this one? Is there something here? No, I don't see anything. Okay. So, but yes. So that is how we widened these areas, so that I know it seems weird, but a single row of blocks in both directions gives that much more grassy area for the cows and for the sheep, and on this side for the chickens. on this side. They're coming all the way up. And it's really kind of fun to be able to see into these beautiful pastures. And so I like to do that. What time of day is it? It is 10 o'clock in the morning. Let me see what's going on here. This is the Skyris apartment building right here. And this is Corinne's restaurant. And she's just getting a delivery right now. I have a feeling everyone is sitting upstairs. No? Oh, she's got a customer. Okay. So one of the farmers is sitting there. I think that's Rayon. No, that's a farmer, actually, with that piece of wheat in his mouth. That's usually the farmer who has that. And I'm looking for a minute to see if she's going to come up. There we go. She had just given him his food, and he's having a late breakfast. And he finished, and now he's going to go back to work. And that takes care of everyone that she was supposed to be feeding, which means that Jenna did get fed this morning, because this is where she would have come. And this is the restaurant for the farmers. Let's come over here. By the way, this restaurant for the farmers is a level 5 Cavern style restaurant that we actually modified to fit into the style that we have in Arnaaluk. We kept Lady Shatana's designs on top because we liked those, and made that inform the way we designed the rest of the interiors, and it was fun to do. So this is the restaurant piece that we added to this doorway here for the farmers to have as their restaurant. So let's come this way for a minute. We also have a couple of houses. Yes. We expanded our moo operation. We did indeed. We also have a couple of private homes that I haven't done anything with yet. These are underwater base level 2s that have been modified. I love this underwater base level 2 style, and this is it. This is what it looks like. And I like to decorate and do stuff with these. Now we do have couples living here. They're just waiting for their furniture to come in and their furnishings. So they're waiting for their appliances and their rugs and their living room furniture and all that kind of stuff. And that goes for this one too. This one is in the process of being worked on, as we can see. And I'm going to close these curtains. These curtains are Valhelsia, the mod Valhelsia, and the curtains actually open and close, which is so cool. So cool. And they're trying to decide what kind of flooring. I think they're going for this marble flooring, but we'll see. We were testing out some floors, and they might decide that they like the wood better. So they're still working out what they want for their apartment while they're living in it. And next to them is Greta's. This is actually the composter shop. Now, originally, when the very first underwater base that I built was Seabridge in 19, and Seabridge was built near one of the cities, one of the mermaid cities, and the mermaids were very disturbed about compost. They were concerned that it was going to be some kind of dump, and so when they were convinced that everything was going to be fine, when they saw this beautiful garden that was made in the composting area. Greta is awake. Good morning, Greta. And that became the type of composting setup that we would have underwater to assure the mermaid nation that we were not polluting the water, that we were being conservationists. And so that is what we have. Now, if you were watching yesterday, you saw the dormitories that were in the university area, and I mentioned that they were vanilla, that's the way they had been designed to look like. This dormitory has been modified with modded furniture to look like this. So we have some special things in here. Now, these are not Valhelsia's. These are Macaw's curtains, and Macaw's curtains have curtain rods. And so we decided that we were going to do this. The curtain rods have just a little flaw. You have to have a full block up above them. They're actually on the lower block of the one above. I can see why they did that, but it means that the ceiling has to be up one. And so what we did here was we put in a skylight area right here so that we could have these curtains at this big window. Now, you remember this window usually has tinted glass. We took out the tinted glass so that they would have a lovely view of the hall. And there's a pretty design in ice outside of their location. Now, this is singles housing for the farmers. We have some farmer women who are single, and they like living here. This is a very comfortable place for them to live, and they like sharing. We also have Paloma, who is the chef. She moved into this housing because she was actually alone. She was feeling lonely. She had this big, beautiful apartment, and she wasn't happy. So we moved her here in an attempt to make her feel more comfortable and see if that would help her be a better chef. And so that's what we did. Across from this housing right here, so see where we are? This housing is sitting right here. There is Corinne's restaurant and the Skyrus. There are the farms that belong to the farm pasture and the farms around them. And then we have a set of farms right in this area here. This is our first fishery coming up on this side right here. We have our newest fisher, one of the kids, Everly. She just took over this fishery. There was something going on with this fishery. It was a technical problem in Minecolonies. They fixed it, and so during that time, the original fisher who was here was so fed up he wanted a different fishery. So we gave him one. And after this was figured out, then we had a new fisher come. We'll show you the fishery that we gave to our first fisherman a little bit later. And right here, how many is this now? 1, 2, this is our third level 5 underwater base farm. Now this farm has 2 greenhouses, both of them having their upstairs. So we can see what's being grown. Well, we could until it changed to a level 5. It changed to a level 5 and these fields got wiped, so I'll have to put back what they were growing. But this is Bentley, and Bentley is growing wheat. He has, I think, 3 fields of durum. I'm going to check upstairs here. And sure enough, so these 3 um, fields. Wow. These 3 fields are the wheat, the Minecolonies wheat that's needed for the Minecolonies food, like pasta and breads and things like that. I see that over there. Am I going to have to fly over and get that? I am. Okay. And that is what he's growing. And then in these 2 fields here, we're growing garlic. This is one of the garlic fields. And up here, this is absolutely wheat. So remember, we didn't have any garlic. I believe this entire farm is supposed to be growing wheat. But because we didn't have any garlic, we were trying to make up for it by having several fields grow it. I don't know how we ran out, but all of a sudden we just didn't have a single one. So around the corner, we have, first of all, our Arcology level 5 builder. This is Elena, and she has this. This is one of the first Arcology level 5s that we did here. And this is her supplies. Is that dripping? Yeah, they kind of are. I'll have to check on that. And then this is an Arcology level 5 farmer. Now Nola is actually helping the farmers in this area. She has a field, one of Bentley's fields, and she has 2 of Daniela's fields. This is a yucca. If I'm not mistaken, these are yucca trees. Yeah, yucca trees, and which we had to make up. There technically isn't any yucca wood. So what we did was we took the cypress, the strip cypress, looked probably the closest to maybe being something like yucca wood, and we decided that we were going to do it. And so this botanical is a desert botanical with young trees and cactus. Now, because these are actual cactus, they are enclosed in glass so that nobody gets hurt when they're walking back and forwards in this area. And then we're going to go through here. One of my very longest members of my viewers, who's in chat, Zaf, he had an idea that he wanted a bamboo in this hallway. But when he decided on a bamboo pattern, it was only a level 4. And so when we brought it up to the level 5, I wanted to keep some kind of bamboo decoration for Zaf. And so it's very interesting. I don't know whether you realize. So those bamboo trees there, those bamboo, are growing in front of an iceberg. They're essentially growing with this iceberg behind them. But all of this is heated, of course, in this area so that we can grow these. This botanical is a Skyrus botanical garden, and for the druids. So all these gardens, look, Ma, no hands. Look, no hands. Java's very strange when it loses its mind. So, these gardens are for the druids to feel at home, for the fact that they're living underwater and they are tree people, that they love trees, and they don't, there is a possibility for some of them that they will never see forests again because they're living in the sanctuary for druids. So this is what they've made for themselves so that they feel good. Now, before we leave the farm country, we have a second set of mineral, what would you call them, plants places where minerals are. We have a second set behind, but let's look at Daniela's farm for a minute. Remember, I was saying that Nola was helping two farmers. She's helping Daniela, and it's Daniela who was supposed to be growing garlic. This is the original garlic field right here. We have onions in this field right here, and up on top, I believe we have eggplant up here. I think this is eggplant. Let me look. It's cabbage. It's cabbage. And then over here, we have squash or an eggplant. Is this eggplant or is this squash? It's squash. And up here is the eggplant. So this is definitely eggplant up there. And so Nola has two fields of Daniela's, and then she has one field of Bentley's. Bentley actually has 3 fields, and then Daniela has 3 fields, and that's how I keep them having each of the farmers only work 3 fields. That's the way I prefer it. Now in this section, that hallway goes back to the university. So this is a shortcut to the university through the dormitory area for the university. This is the university dorms, and you can see people going to work from these dorms right now. There they are. I'm going to get out of the way. And then Danny is working on a 3rd dormitory right here, and that's not good. Who is this? Michael, are you stuck?
Yes.
Fernando, you're sick. What's the matter? Let me quickly rescue Fernando. Sometimes when they get sick, they lose the ability. It's almost like they're feverish or something. They have a problem. I can call him. Why don't I do this so that I don't get the other submarine techs sick? Why don't I call him to the town hall? And I think if I do that, it'll break him from the fact that he is not feeling good. He'll go and either get food or he'll go to the hospital. So let's come here and let's find Fernando, ER, and there he is. So Fernanda is one of our couriers, but Fernando is who that was, and we can recall him, and there he is. So see, he started eating right away. So he's going to have something to eat, and then he's going to go to the doctor. And that's what happens. Sometimes they just get stuck, like people. And where I'm going to follow him for a minute. I want to see, is he going to Mildred? Let's see where he's going. Is he still sick?
Great to see you.
Oh, yes, he is. He has the flu. Well, let me see. I just want to make sure. Where are you going? Okay, I have a feeling he's going to check in first, and then he's going. So the submarine is back. The one that went to Mr. Villager is back. These are the submarine techs, and there we go. So he just checked in, and now he is going to go back out. And come on. Oh. Oh, that's why I'm stuck. There's 2 of us. I'll let them close the doors. That's him turning the corner right there. Did you see that person standing up on that desk? Are they changing a light bulb, or were they getting out of the way? She's like, I don't want to catch the flu. I'm just making sure he goes to the doctor before he gets everybody sick. And this is Mildred. So wait, where are you going? Are you going to get food first? This is how they get everybody sick. Oh my gosh. He's like, I don't want to go to the doctor. I want to eat first. Okay. Nina's like, I don't want to go near you. I don't want to go near you. Mr. Villager. Oi, Mr. Villager. How are you?
I'll take care.
Now, sometimes the doctor will come. She doesn't seem to be doing that as much anymore. There was a time where if they passed by and they were sick like that, they would run after them. But they're not doing that anymore. And Nina's like, look, I'm not feeding him. I don't want to be sick. Do you have food? Yes, you do. Let me see what she has here. And she definitely has food that he will eat. So now he's standing. You're just not going to go, are you? You're just not going to go.
'Tis a fine afternoon.
Let me see if I want to do it. Let me do this. I don't know that he'll necessarily take the medication from me. See, that's the thing. Hello, you. Mildred, can you give me something? Can you give me 1, 2, 3, 4? I think 4 is enough. Now watch, I'm getting this and he's gonna come in. 4 carrots, isn't that it? Carrots and potatoes? She's like, yes. Where is he? Did he just walk in and put himself in the room? I wouldn't be surprised. Where is he? Where did he go? That's not him. That's Atticus. Okay. Okay. That is crazy. He's not going to the doctor. That is one of the other druids right there. Do you think he went to... Oh, what if he's going to go to... This isn't him, is it?
Great to see you.
No, this is Leighton. Hi, Leighton. And that's one of the other druids. Did he go to the other hospital? Isn't this an interesting interruption in the tour that we're doing? But I have a druid. Let me see. Laura, did you see Fernando anywhere? He's gone. Okay. So we're just going to have to wait. It's more than likely that he went back to the submarine. And I'm going to just let him... I'm not going to worry about him right now. We do have doctors. We do have people who can take care of people. So we're doing good. Let's go back to where we were. Because we were looking at the farms, and we have another farm section, and why don't we go to it for a moment and then we'll get from there. We're passing through Danny's area. We're going to go back to where the fisheries are and where the trees are. So those are the rest of our farms, and they are in the north west. This is the northwest over here, and here we are. So we're going down these halls here, and these are our arboretums for our trees. This is a cocoa farm. Now, we're not using jungle trees for the farm. We're using wood, jungle wood pieces. So this is really almost like a real farm, because it's not like wild. Like if you had a fishery, You could have wild fish or you could grow fish. And that's kind of the way this is. We're growing cocoa on these pieces of jungle wood. And this is one of our sugar farmers, Kiara. And recognize this is the same cavern style plantation level 5 that we had in the other area. And I think I came to here recently and I saw this and it's like, this is actually open. How did that happen? This part here is open. And I'll have to look at it later. It's not flooding the area. And she, Kiara, is still working here. Let me see what time of day it is. And let me see. Yeah, it's like 5:30. Let me call her for a second. There she is. So this is Kiara right here. And boy, that was fast, wasn't it? She disappeared up those steps just like that. So I am really going to have to figure out what's going on with him. So we put, there she is. Hi, Kiara. Look at this. Wow. I hadn't seen this before. This is underneath the tree farm. Wow. That is really interesting. So, she takes care of growing cocoa and she also grows vines. So this is her farm here. And it used to be, we used to grow birch in there, but we moved the birch over to this field right here. So we have birch in this tree farm. And we also have trees in the huge farm. These are underwater base. Congrats on being able to cultivate cocoa. Isn't that wild? Isn't that cool? And that is OG. That's the original Minecolonies style. That's one of their fields for growing things, and that's the one for growing cocoa. And we've got trees. We've got a mixture of trees in this area. So we have, we actually have some spruce here. There's oak over there. I see acacia and birch. There's still some extra birch. We use birch for the restaurants, and the style of underwater base uses a lot of birch. So we have more birch fields, but we do have areas for growing jungle. All the other woods we import. Not going to grow mangrove, not going to grow warped. We don't grow them, we import them. And so let's come this way. We're going to the fishery first because we're still looking at farms. So these are our tree farms in this area, and you can see the arboretum through here, through this walkway. And then let's go down this hallway here. Now we just had these apartments, just got their name. These are the Witch Hazel apartments. So these are, this is building 2. Right here of the Witch Hazel apartments, and this is building 1 right down that way. We are thinking about having a third building right here. We'll see if we decide to do that. And this is the reception area where they get their mail, and the person who is in charge of making sure that everything is there for them is stationed at this reception area right here. And this is a hallway leading to Aquatica level 5 fishery. This is a level 5 Aquatica fishery with the dome. So we put the dome on top, the optional dome on top. I love the domes that Mubian has included in this Aquatica build, Mubian being the designer, and they're just so beautiful. Now, this building has, of course, these other exits here. This one here, we're putting in submarine bays. So submarines can stop here, the little scrubs, and they're going to be able to pick up fish and drop off merchandise in this area. And this is still in the process of being built. And so those materials are actually to build these submarine platforms. Somebody dropped a fish. We have 2 fisheries in this fishing building. This one here is Onyx, and Onyx is our first fisher. He's the one who got fed up with what was going wrong with the other shop, and he didn't care that it got fixed. He didn't want to be there anymore. Plus, I think he had been there for a while. Maybe he was interested in Elena. She's the builder across the hall, and maybe she wasn't returning his interest. And so he just got fed up and he didn't want to be there. So we gave him a whole new building right here. On the other side is an Arcology level 5 fishery. So what we did was we kept the floor and the crane, but we did not keep the building itself. So we just added this Arcology level 5 that Thomas is using right to here. And of course it was going to be okay because this fishery has to be okay for Onyx, and it is, and they're exactly the same size in the same locations. So that's what we did, and it was actually quite fun. Mr. Villager, how are you doing? Did you say how you were? You doing okay? I'm doing a tour. I'm doing the second part of the tour right now. And I got interrupted by one of our submarine techs having the flu and losing his way. And so we'll just have to hope that he gets sorted. Now, we thought we were going to build a walkway and a hallway to meet up with the crusher all the way over there. You see that far building? But we changed our minds, so this is just closed off at this particular point. But we do have 2 houses here. So remember those cobblestone houses that we saw? That's these houses right here. See this house? That's made out of stone. That is the underwater base level 2. This is the reason that I love these houses. This is the exact same house, and this is what I like to do. So we changed the walls. We changed this area right here where we have the kitchen. I think we pushed it a little bit. Sometimes we push out the areas, and it's interesting. We have that mat. What am I thinking about? Look at that orange in here. I might change that carpet later on there when I think about it. This is Paladin's furniture right here. I think that this is actually, let me see who this belongs to. This is Paladin's. So that range hood is Paladin's, and the furniture in this kitchen is all Paladin's, including the refrigerator. All of these are his. This is Mr. Crayfish right here, Mr. Crayfish's couches, and these I believe are handcrafted stools that we like, no, it's Valhelsia, that we like to use for little tables. And then, of course, in the dining room right here, we have a couple of chairs, extra chairs to go around. The dining room table, which looks like it expands out, and they put those chairs around it. And then the living room with the couch, and back here is the bedroom. Now, judging from the way the bedroom looks, we haven't finished doing decorations in this area, and so we'll come back and do it. But that is the thing that I love to do, is to take buildings like that and continue them, build them out, in other words, furnish them differently using different mods. So we just saw all the farm areas. Those are all the areas that are taking care of the people's food needs, and even feeding people far away, because we have abundance. We have more than enough. So this is the witch hazel building. This is the apartment building 2. And we're headed now towards all of our smelters and our people who process stone and ores. And we're going to look at them for a minute. This is the sifting plant right here. Calvin is coming to work right now. And this sifting plant is a level 5 Aquatica sifter. And it is gorgeous. It's beautiful. This aquarium is actually part of the build. When you have it finished, then you can add the fish. There is actually a place here where you can drop the fish in, and I imagine that that's how they're feeding the fish too. It's using a step ladder and crawling up there and dropping in the fish food. So these are heated aquariums, and to keep them room temperature. And like I said, this was the doorway that we were going to combine the fishery and this building. But I don't really want to do that. I don't want a lot of people walking around this machine. It's so big and loud and a little dangerous. And Calvin, when it was being suggested that we were going to put a road there, Calvin was like, I don't think you understand how this machine works. So because of that, that plan was never put in. And Calvin's going to get breakfast. It's lunchtime, and no, it's breakfast time, and it's raining. So he's going to go to Mauricio, we'll see in just a minute, and get breakfast. This is Raquel. Raquel is our crusher. Hi, there she is. And she is now working on turning cobblestone into gravel. And she has none left. I gave her like 2 rows of cobblestone, and she doesn't have any left. So let me come here. She's letting me come by and see. So we needed cobblestone for concrete. And so that is what she is working on. And it was just much faster for me to go ahead and bring her the cobblestone rather than waiting. Now you can't see it. It's on the outside of this building, but there is a huge machine. See, you can kind of see it there. There's a huge wheel on the outside of this building that is the part of the crushing plant, and it's really cool looking. I love the way Mixasa and Matlam designed these pieces like these that look like they actually run. And wouldn't that be wild and create to like do that. I know that there are the people who play Minecolonies that actually do create along with Minecolonies. I've just never really been interested in that. So that's why I don't have them. However, it's such a fun, pleasant surprise to actually see those things as a part of the town build, which is what I really like. So we're in this hall. We saw the tree forest. We saw the tree arboretums where the trees are grown. What we didn't see was the foresters, and we're going to go down here. The foresters are Isaac and
So cold and wet.
Miranda,
I hope
and
I
that's
don't catch the flu.
Miranda right now. Miranda is coming to her shop, and there she is. And then Isaac is in his shop down here. Now, Miranda and Isaac have the same thing as the farm, where they have these cranes that in this instance, this crane is lowering logs into the water, and they're being put on those cargo ships outside and shipped by drone to the carpentry shop or to the warehouse to be shipped out. And there are the drones. Why don't we go out for a minute? We'll go out for a minute and look at the drones that are a part of the forest, the tree farmers, which are the foresters in Minecolonies. And there it is. So these logs are wrapped in that membrane. That's my story for this playthrough, that those logs are wrapped in a membrane, and that keeps them waterproof. And then they're loaded onto these cargo beds, and you can see them being loaded from both places. I said goes under. It looks like it goes over, doesn't it? Definitely does. They have a lot of wood in this area. So now when these take off, these drones, this is what they do. They come under here. They come around underneath this walkway, and they come all the way around, and they come up over this gravel bed here, and they come around to this area, and you can see right here. They can go up right here and come in between the ice on the surface and the floor bed here, and they deliver the wood right to here. And you can see right here that we have wood stacked, and notice the piece of equipment that's there that is putting the wood, stacking the wood up and feeding it through to the carpenter. And we've got one of our mid submarines right here is dropping off materials, and I love these subs. This is from Underwater Base's warehouse design. So the warehouse block, the warehouse hut block at level 5 has this scrub, this little submarine. And so I separated the submarine from the warehouse so that we could put it someplace else. And let me just come down into here. Can I get in? I know I can, so I just have to, oh, that's how I do it. I have to close the door, and then I'm in, and there we go. So we can see through. There's the switch for driving this. Now, how I do that is I take, let's do this. I'm still holding on to the medication. I'll give it back to Mildred if he doesn't need it. So in the packs, the style packs, I can key in monster to mermaid. Are you going to do it for me? You're not going to do it for me? There it is. Dun, 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 dun. And then I can go here, and anything that I've made myself is here. So we have some different pieces, and right here I think you will see, there it is, the sub tug, and that's what that is. And so it can be put anywhere because it now is like one of the plans for builders, and which is a really fun thing. It's a fun expansion to be able to do those things. So let's go in here. We're looking at Milan in a double carpentry shop. We're going to come up right here. I have to wait for my eyes to adjust.
It can't get better than that.
There we go. They're laughing. They are laughing. So there it is. So there's the submarine getting ready to take off right there. Across the way we can see the Witch Hazel apartment building, building 2, Witch Hazel Apartments. That's building 2 of theirs. And this is an expanded Arcology level 5 sawmill, which we are calling the carpenter's shop. And this is Milan. And Milan is the apprentice to Leroy. Leroy is our first carpenter, and he has the level 5 underwater base sawmill. So we have 2 different sawmills here and connected together. We plus an airlock. So we have the airlock, the underwater, the Arcology, and the underwater sawmill all together right here. Now they can go up to this level and watch everything from here. I think this is here so that they can see the farm. See, not the farm, see the actual machine that is stripping the logs from up top. I love the way this is set up so it looks like you can see it actually working here. So it's making plank, so you can see that it's cutting the wood, the logs, and making plank out of them. And then I went too far, didn't I? Yeah. And then around here, when it turns the corner, it is adding the outside, the what would you call that? What is that called? It's casing. I'll call that casing on the wood that gives it that look that we have there. And those are the pieces of wood that it's adding on. And it's very, very fun. So in this area here, Mauricio is the restaurant where everyone comes to eat. And it is what time? Just a second. What time of day is it? Oh yeah, I know. Let me see. Well, we just got all citizens are tucked in, so that means it's nighttime. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. If I wanted, we could go back and go to sleep in June's place. Why don't we do that, and then we'll come back out. We could do that, and on the way to those are the foresters right there. On the way to June so we can point out this is Lionel right here, who is our builder in this area. And this is our new hotel. Oh, there's the submarines in. Yay. Okay. This is one of the submarines that we might have a problem with. And only because, I'm only saying that because I don't want that. I don't want them doing what I just did. And but I think it's going to be okay. I think Mubian has taken that into consideration. They have a wall around here. There isn't really any reason for them to go to the scrub themselves, and I think that's going to be okay. We haven't lost anybody in the fishery. We haven't lost anybody in the logistics center or the warehouse, and all 4 of these buildings have a submarine bay that is working just fine. So this is a level 4.5 of this hotel. This hotel is the second visitors area that we have. You can't see it, but we're going to have a clothing store whose entrance is going to be where this table and chair is. Right here is going to be a clothing store, a dye shop, underwater base dye shop. And through this wall right here, behind this wall, is going to be the cruise center. And it is the player house for Aquatica that has an amazing build to it. And I'm just going to wait. I just want to wait. You'll have to come back and see it when it's done. This is a work in progress, and we are at mostly level 5s at this particular time. So Lionel is working on this building, and over here we do have a library. This is a nope, this is not the library. This is the flower shop, the gift shop. This is a gift shop right next to the hotel, and this gift shop belongs to Evelyn. We have 2 Evelyns, and this Evelyn is the botanist. And then through here we have another, actually our first bookstore. It's a Arcology library that we are using as a bookstore. And so, and we do have one of our latest kids actually running the bookstore, being a bookstore owner, and she likes it very much. So Everly and Everly and Evelyn. That's what I'm messing up. So we have 2 Everlys and 2 Evelyns, and that's why I was kind of stumbling over her name. So all of these have to do with the tourist area here, where we have this haunted boat that they can come over to the airlock and take a special tour to look at the boat, look at the haunted boat. And then down here, the last thing in this area is the graveyard. So you can see over there, that is a sea fortress. There is a sea fortress within the border of this town, this city-state. And we are, the people who live in Arnaaluk are making a second pyramid. So the Mermaid Nation says that there used to be a pyramid here, but that it was destroyed, and they don't talk about how. It was a long time ago, and so, but they do have the plans for that pyramid, and so they gave those plans to our builders so that they could actually restore the pyramid that is here and give it as a, not really as a, yeah, there we go. So see in there, you can see that it's going to have the square that the fortress has, and people will be able to come here and actually be interred in here. Now we've only lost, since November when we started, we've actually only lost 3 people. We lost Collins when she used one of the door airlocks, but she didn't float to the surface because she was inside a glacier, and so she couldn't be, she didn't survive that. We lost our first baker. Wow. I'm actually going to have to look up his name, but he actually stepped off of a platform into a pot of lava that used to be in the bakery, and I think we took it out. It was when I noticed that they were stepping into the milk cauldron. It's like if they can step into the water cauldron and the milk cauldron, that means they can step into the fire cauldron. And so we took it out at that particular time so that no one else would get hurt. And then Kenzo was lost in a construction accident, and I think that's it. Yes, there's just been the 3. Unfortunately, one of those 3, Kenzo, was one of the first 4, and it's been a while since we've lost one of the first 4, but we did this time. And so that is everything that's going on down at this end. I was saying when you saw these guard towers that I was going to take the red tinted out of the upper areas so they could look outside. So this is what it looks like without the red tinted. And it looks like we were finding our way here and trying to decide if we were going to use clear glass or if we were going to use the light gray, because it's not leaded. It's framed, but it's not leaded. But we decided I like the clear better, and I think that that's what we're going to do, that when I come back, when I'm not doing a tour, we will just take the glass and trade it out and have that glass instead. So that's one of the things. Up here we changed some furniture, gave them a comfortable chair. You can see their view, so they can see above the water line right here, and they can also see below the water line. So this is a really good druid station as a protector. And we have these stations because these people come from places where war has been going on their entire lives, and they are not comfortable, no matter how much the mermaids say that they are safe. They feel more comfortable when they have these druid stations in various locations in the city state. And so that's what this is. This is Michael right here. Michael has a restaurant back here for the hotel. This is one of the restaurants. Mauricio's is actually close enough for the hotel too. So there are 2 restaurants in this area. And this is one that has been modified. You can see the curtains, Valhalcia curtains, and these curtains right here, which are macaws, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to see for a second. They are indeed, and macaws curtains are amazing, and they are just so fun. You see the little tags on them. You see how you can have them be very narrow, and it's just really fun to work with those. Upstairs in the main dining hall, we've left the furniture vanilla up here. I just haven't done anything with the furniture, and it's set up for her birthday. And we did change to the handcrafted dishes, and I was trying to see if those dishes would hold anything. And as a matter of fact, they do hold meals like a frame. And so we were trying that out. Now, in this corner right here is the service elevator, so that food can be brought upstairs. And then from the kitchen is right below. And then we did change the glass. This is actually tinted, the tinted glass that we're using, so that they can look out, as opposed to using the leaded. In this restaurant chose the tinted glass, which is super strong as well, and holds up really well against the weight of the water and in this area. So as well as this leaded glass does. So there's the tinted, the leaded, and the framed, and all those glass types are meant to take the stress of being underwater. So this is a library bookstore. We've changed it into a bookstore. This is Arcology's library that we've made into a bookstore. We've expanded it. Did we expand? I don't think we did. I don't think we expanded it, did we? Maybe we pushed the wall this way a little bit. But that's Everly. That's Evelyn right there, and this is Everly, our librarian right here. We added some chairs. It is a bookstore, and so there's places where they can look up books. And then we do have a computer. This is steampunk, the way this city is, and so we do have computers, but we also have lanterns and torches. So in that respect, that's the way I like to look at it. This is the entrance to the flower shop here, where we added a little detail to have some more flowers in this area. Now, I just recently got the flower pots, so I think I'm going to put those bushes in pots. And how much time do I have still? This is only an hour and a half. Wow, we still have an hour and a half. Let me do something here for a second. Let's go to pots. I just recently got pots, some more pots, and we're going to use them here. I'm going to put in these. I prefer these bushes to actually be in something. It looks very pretty like that, yeah. I mean, I know. But I like it better when they have an actual pot underneath them. And so there we have it. And now these bushes are growing in here. Vincentius Primus has just filled the room with the most lovely, lovely smell of citrus from him taking a shower. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Yum. This area here is the other tourist area, which has the tours to the pyramids and the tour to the haunted ship. Let me go out for a second. The reason why, what we anticipate, and let me see if I do have. Let me show you where the border is, first of all. And the border is beyond this fortress. So this fortress is almost entirely inside the city limit. And so we are intending to have a walkway to extend this walkway right here. See this walkway? To have it come over to here and be able to have people come and look at the pyramid from a walkway that is right here. And because this is an artifact, because this is a ruin, because this is a historical building, they will not be able to go inside. They will just be able to see it from the walkway. This building, on the other hand, where Ron is, I can see Ron going up there, is they will be able to come into this building because it is going to be used as the graveyard. And so this is waiting to be finished. And River's probably going to work on this since he has taken over. Lionel, who did the first part of that. Let me put this here for a second. I know, I'm just really weird about having some things in my hand. Lionel is focused on the hotel. This is the clothing store that we were talking about. And then this is the special player house that looks like a cruise port. And so this cruise port will be finished and you'll have to come back and see. Now, I talked about the fact that they can come here. They can get a tour guide, pay for a tour, and come and be able to go into this ship. Isn't this cool? And do just what I'm doing. Just come down and look at all the things. And look, there's still treasure in these ships for them to look at. And this is left for the people to be able to come here and go, ooh, look at all these poison potatoes. What did they do with them? Make poison? Probably. And paper for maps and some other things. But they can either take the little submarine and do a tour that takes them around the pyramids and around the sunken ship and around the city a little bit. It depends. But mostly the tour just takes them around the pyramids and the sunken ship and then takes them back. Or they can do the tour where they're in a suit and they can swim with the fishes. They can swim out to the haunted ship and go in it and feel like they're explorers going into the ship. And so that is in this tourist area. And then they get a look at the workings in this area where we have the tree farmers doing their regular work. June is coming. Nope, that's Bailey. That's definitely Bailey. Bailey is the druid in this area, and Bailey's is the druid tower that we were in. You can see it from here. You can see that the glass at the top of the tower is different than the other towers, and that's what we're going to do with all the towers. Ultimately, they're going to have glass that they can see through. And now, Bailey...
What can I do for you?
Hi. I just was wanted to see you. Did you see her stats? Did you see that 40? Yeah. She doesn't want to fight, but she definitely wants to remain a druid. And so there she is. She likes the idea of being in readiness. This is recognizable. This is mahogany. This is the mahogany botanical for the mahogany apartment building, which is right here. And I believe this apartment building is for couriers and people working in this, the warehouse are all there. Before we go to the warehouse, let's look here for a moment. This is Spencer right here. Spencer is the stonemason. He is the brother to Nancy, and Nancy was here first. She was our original stonemason, and her brother came in, and at first we weren't sure whether it was her brother or it was a partner, but it turned out that he is her brother. She is partnered with another, with a Dax, who is a glass cutter, and they have kids. They have, I think, 3 kids. So it definitely was her brother who came in, Spencer, and we came out here for a minute to show this scrub. So this is one of the submarines that we call scrubs. This one has been modified specifically so that I could get in it and make it look like they actually get in and they actually have a space for picking up things and delivering them. So whoever is running this one has just dropped off all the stuff. See, these open, and so and then they can get here and drive it away. So this is what this is one of the scrubs. We have a few of them, as you've seen some of them so far, and this one here is just going to go back over to the warehouse where there's a yellow submarine right now. This is one of the mid-size submarines, and then here we have the courier submarines, or the delivery subs, which are the ones that are called scrubs. And so this is the submarine bay. We're looking at the concrete mixer corporations that we have here, and their submarines are blue, and there are 2 of them. So we have, because concrete mix, this entire place is made out of concrete, made out of very special concrete that we're saying is like some sort of space age material, where it is very light and yet it is as sturdy. It's extremely sturdy and stands up well against water. So this is the concrete that is being used to build this area, and you can see that they are putting some more concrete into the submarine right now. Yay! So I just wanted to show you that scrub that's parked outside of the stonemason. Let's go back over here. We'll go back inside, and we will go to the rest of the makers. So remember, let me get my sight back. Hold on. I have mermaid sight right now. There we go. Okay, so remember, it also gives me a chance to have my legs as well underneath me. So remember, we saw Calvin and we saw Raquel, who are members, there we go, Java, who are members of the makers that we have in this area. Mauricio, the restaurant right here, where he is feeding the makers that are in this area, including the farmers. And it's nighttime, so everyone's home. But this is Mauricio. This is level 5 underwater base restaurant. This is actually not a level 5. This is a level 2 urban. Did I say underwater base? I'm wrong. This is a level 2 urban birch restaurant that has been modified to be a level 5 restaurant, to be underwater and to be added to the designs that I have here. And I just love the urban birch level 2 because I can fit it between 2 hallways. So this is fitting between 2 of these underwater base corridor pieces. This one on this side and this one over here. And then we added the modded furniture. We tagged the seats that are out in the hallway so that they can sit at them, including these stools right here. They can sit at all of those seats. The Minecolonies people, the citizens, can sit at those seats. So let's go back here. We looked at the carpenter's shop, and we're going to go through the makers who are here. This is Amanda, who is our blacksmith. This is her shop. You can see her computers, and yet she has a really strong, impressive shop for managing the iron and making tools. Making armor for the explorers and for the submarine techs. So she does that. We have a second second blacksmith, Franklin, at the other end.
Couldn't it wait till Monday?
I don't know. What day is it? You're saying it's Friday. How do you know it's Friday? How do you know it's Friday? And then through here, this is Sloan. Sloan is our ore smelter. She is first smelter, and she's right here. Hi, Sloan.
Is
How are
there
you?
a problem?
Nope, there's no problem at all. And this is a level 5 underwater base ores smeltery. And I love this because if we were outside now, you would see that this smeltery is being powered by magma. There are magma beds that are making it possible for Sloan to do the smelting of the ores that she's doing. And over here, continuing, this is Logan. Logan is our stone smelter, and he's our first stone smelter. We have a second smelter in our second ores area, and that smelter I think is Yale. I think it's Yale who's the smelter there. Hi. And so here's another one of these amazing machines where it looks like the cobblestone runs through, runs into the oven and is heated up and then comes out and is ready, is ready stone that then can be used for whatever we need to use stone for. And so that is what he is working on right now. Now Nancy, right here, let me get the glass shop. So remember, this is the glass shop we looked at, and beyond this door right here is the shopping center. So these makers are connected to the makers in the shopping center through this this corridor here, where they are all lined up together. So if we go here to where Nancy is the sister of our other stone mason, and this is her shop. And she is a
I hope it
sculptor,
stops raining soon.
and she loves sculpting. And so she made this beautiful statue that's outside, sitting outside of her building. She actually made that statue, didn't you? Yes. Okay, and let's continue this way. And it looks like we practically made a circle because this is the front of the Zelkova. And we saw the Zelkova wood at the far end there. That's the botanical garden on the other side. And this is the reception center for the Zelkova building. So how many? I think that's maybe 4 now that we have named, that they're completed to the point where they have I have names for them. How many of these apartment buildings are there? I think there's like 9 maybe of these apartment buildings. So it's interesting to have something that we can put up from Aquatica, since this is Aquatica's, that allows for them. What is going on with this one? This one was done first. Oh yeah. So this is where they come up and get their mail and see if there are any messages, and this leads to the inside, and there we have it. So this is the Zelkova apartment building, and through here we will see the warehouse. Now look up there. Look, you can see there's someone standing on the second floor of the warehouse, and they're going through, they're looking for doing some work up there. And what time of night is it? No, it's afternoon, so it's 1 o'clock. Oh, there's 2 of them. So 2 of them are meeting together, and there they go. They're running around and getting stuff. Let's go in. This is Aquatica's level 5 warehouse, and this is one of the ones that has a submarine opening. And this submarine, this submarine here is belongs to Arnaaluk. This is our mid-level submarine for deliveries of materials. So you can see it's been loaded up and ready for people to come here to get these things delivered. Wheat is going to be being delivered, and wow, look at this. Look at the books. Whoa, look at the logs. Wow. So yeah, so all of the things that we have in here, we can actually sell them as well as keep them and use for ourselves. This is the top floor, and look at that view. Wow, it's just really fun. I just like it. I love to see these things. And in this area right here, you can see all of the pieces of materials and shapes that are being used for this warehouse. So that's an apartment building across the way, and you can see a second apartment building to the right, and then to the left you can see a specific guard tower. The Druid station that pops up through the surface is still there. And this door is open, and so is this. They're really good about not leaving doors open. I leave doors open in these places, but they're really good about closing them all. I'm the one who's doing that. So this is the warehouse right here. Across the way is the logistics center, and this is where all the couriers have offices and where the scrubs come. We have 2 scrubs in port right now, in the logistics center right now, and there they can sit down in here, and when they are loaded up. So that is what we're looking at. And then the concrete mixer. Now this is the second one. So the first one was Juan, and this used to be Raquel, but this is now Kendra.
So what will it be for you?
Yes, Kendra. There she is. And Kendra is very excited about doing concrete mixing.
A problem?
And when you look at her
'Tis a fine
stats-
afternoon.
Yes, it is. She's a little nervous. She's new, and she might be thinking that she's not doing a good enough job, but she is. But notice her stats are staying up. Notice that she has really good skills for this, considering that she was not brought here as a child and was raised here. That makes them able to have much higher skills. But she is doing really well. And Raquel, who used to be here, has decided to go back to school and study. And it sounds like maybe she wants to change her path and do something different, which you can do here. You can. Okay, and we have couriers, and here we go. So this entrance here is the oaks that we saw earlier. I think I've shown you everything in this area. Why don't we go back and see the other ores area? I am a little tiny bit sleepy today, which is very curious, but I think it has to do with having a big piece of chocolate cake. And we all know what happens with sugar. One minute you're wide awake, and the next minute you can't keep your eyes open. So it's possibly that. So remember, this is the farm country here. We're going past the farm dorm right there. We can see the Skyrus and the restaurant, Corinne's restaurant. We're going to go through the dairies, but instead of making a left turn and going around the pastures right here, we're staying here. This is the end of the farms right here. This is the sheep farm, and this is the dairy, and this is the second mine. So we have a second mine here. Both of them are level 5 underwater base. I like this design, and I love the way it looks underground. And so I wanted to have both of these mines be an underwater base mine. So if we go down this hall, we have a druid station here, which is going to be the information center for this apartment building right here. However, I haven't found what I'm going to use there yet. So this is the mine. We're looking at the mine from the information center, and that is the top building for the mine. And then right next door here, remember this is just done and I haven't had a chance to work on it. Right here, this is the second ore smelter, and this is our second Daniela. and she is just, let me look at this for a second. There we go. And there she is. She is smelting the ores from Jamie's mine, and then she can pass it on to Franklin, who is right here. And Franklin is our second blacksmith. And so this is his shop. This is, believe it or not, this is Arcology. Again, this is Arcology's blacksmith with this setup on the inside. And we expanded it just a little bit, and we're using the metal, the copper, influenced by these copper pieces that are older. These copper pieces that belong to the ores machine, and these copper pieces belong to the blacksmith's table, essentially. So that is what's happening there. And then we have the airlock, and then right here, this is our second stonemason, Yale, smeltery, which Yale has. This is an Arcology stone smelter, and Yale is one of the last kids who came in, one of the last group of kids, and he is actually quite happy to be out here and lives in that apartment building that we can see outside right there, as well as Franklin, and this is Daniela, and they all live in the yellow submarine. Now, they live in this apartment building right here. Mauricio is the third doctor, and this is the farm hospital. And this hospital has an interesting setup. So this is Dungeon and Dragoning this, and what I mean is the story that I'm telling about this area here is that if someone has to leave, like they have to have an operation, and Dr. Laura or Dr. Mildred or Dr. Mauricio is not able to perform it, they would be, a submarine would come, and they would get the submarine, and these airlocks would close. Now, I'm not really closing them. They are finicky, so I don't actually want to use them. I just like the fact that they look like they close, and so they can close these off, those two, and then they'll be able to open the doorway, which is necessary in order to get to the emergency and in order to get to an ambulance. They can either go to a different city from here, or the ambulance can pick up the patient and go back into Arnaaluk to one of the other hospitals if Mauricio thinks that Dr. Laura or Dr. Mildred would have better chance of diagnosing or something like that. This is an Arcology level 5 hospital. And I've had one of these hospitals in both underwater base city-states that I've had. And it's always fun to me to do this kind of thing because they always turn out differently. They absolutely do. They turn out crazy different. And I really, really like that. It's just kind of fun to see what's going to happen with them. And so that is what we have here. And then, so we have an entire mining and processing right out here. Now, let me look. So this one hasn't been done yet. When it's done, when we pick a wood, then this apartment building will be named for the wood. And we're still thinking about putting a stone mason out here so that even though we have 2 already, it doesn't hurt to have 3. Would we have a concrete mixer out here? That would be interesting to see if we would do another concrete mixer as well. So how does a person have more than 100 people and don't have a huge military presence in town? This is how we do it. This is how we do it. So that is what I am waiting for. Sure. So that is where we're at right now. You know something? I think that's everything. I think I just showed you everything. And how long did that take? That took 5 hours to show all the things that are going on in the city of Arnaaluk. Wow. 5 hours. So 2 hours today and 3 hours yesterday. And have I shown you everything? Doesn't it seem like yesterday's was more complicated? But I think it's because it included the university area, the hospitals, and a lot of things that have to do with that. What I can show you is some more of the apartments that we've worked on, because all the apartments kind of turned out, they turn out differently. Some of them begin the same way. In other words, they have certain colors and things. There they go. Look, that's Corinne and Hallie going off to work. They're actually a couple, and they just went off to work. And let's look here and see. No one lives here. That is correct. So no one is living in this one here. And this used to be Laura and Mira's house. They raised, after they raised their kids in the university area, they came back here to live for the longest time. But now Laura is living in a different location with Mira, and this is actually Hallie and Corinne, who have just as big a family as Laura and Mira do. And as a matter of fact, hold on a minute. Let's go this way. That's one of the things that I wanted to check on the family tree. To see some of the things that we know. Alright, so she is getting people fed, and she just went upstairs. She'll be back in a little bit. And she went upstairs, and here comes Greta right now. So there are lots of people sitting in the restaurant for breakfast, and there they are. So
can I help you?
This is Corinne, and Corinne is an Asplin, and she and Hallie have, look at, these are all their kids. So they're one of the druids who wanted to have lots of kids and were not going to be able to because they were druids. Sorry, people are chomping in our ear. Let me come over here.
I'll take care of it.
Corinne has Monroe, Daniela, and Miranda and Daxton. So she has 4. And Hallie has Mauricio, Isabella, Case, and Dax. So these 2 women are already grandparents because Dax and Nancy have children, and so that's their grandkids. So that is why they have that lovely house, which is not here. They're living over here. It would seem like they would live there, right? But because of the way the housing is, sometimes some people can live in different locations because is this B? It's not going to be a B. It has to be the C house, which would be right here. Because it's easier for Corinne and Hallie. See where Hallie is actually in the other direction. So Hallie's commute is 38, Corinne's is 13. If they were in the other building that's closer to Corinne, Hallie's commute is much farther away. So that's the reason why they are here. This is one of the first ones that we did. We didn't take down the Christmas lights because it's winter and they kind of liked having the fun lights up in their house. You can see that they have around the dining room table, they have chairs, hold on, a lot of chairs, but of course we just saw how many kids they have. Thank you. So this table obviously expands out, and they apparently have some chairs in the closet somewhere, maybe in this closet up here. They have some more chairs that fold up and go there because they have that many. Now, this is their house. Wow, look at their view. Oh, look, they can look across, and there's the restaurant right there. That is really nice. And they can see the other apartment building over there. And these are the bedrooms. There's a sitting section in the upstairs area. And they have bunk beds in this room. And for if some of the kids come and visit, this is their room, and they have an extra bed in this room in case their children stop by. And they're not expecting their children to stop by all at the same time, except maybe Christmas, New Year's, and Easter or something. And you go, wait, they have Christmas, New Year's, and Easter? No. They do have a harvest festival around Samhain, around Halloween, which is a big festival. And they also have, that's New Year's for them. And then they have a spring festival that will come up in a little bit. And yeah, I should do that. I will have everyone be off and get all dressed up. So what we do when we have a festival where everyone gets off, they all get dressed in their finest clothes, and they get to be off for probably about a week, something like that. And then they all go back to work. So it's something that they love to do, and we pretty much do it twice a year is so far what it seems like that we do. So yeah, so let me look here. I know it's very strange, but I'm still a little kind of freaked out by the fact that I am so sleepy. But here we are. So this is since November. This is what happens when you're not fighting, when you don't have to fight for everything. And I like to do the peaceful, and I just prefer to not have the drama and not have the pain of warring nations. And I'm glad that Minecolonies team is okay with how we all play, in the same way that Notch is, or I don't know whether he was for real, but in the same way that Minecraft makes it that you can have any kind of game that you want. Minecolonies is pretty much like that too, where you can really have whatever kind of game that you want, and yay for that. So now that I've finished the tour, I'm going to actually check on some things that I want to do. For instance, Danny is here. And let me see.
Fine morning, isn't it?
So that is a piece of fern.
If you
I'm
say
not
so.
mistaken. Yes, it is. So he's been asking for a fern for a while, and he hasn't been getting it from Oakley. Oakley is our botanist who owns this flower shop right here. And it's supposed to be that she and Zora will make things. See, she's on the field piece there. So it must be that it was my understanding that if someone's asking for something, they don't have to have the seeds. They would just go ahead and plant it. But I don't know for sure now. So that is something that could go to the warehouse and see if there isn't any fern. And I'm pretty sure there isn't, otherwise he would have it by now. But we're going to go through this walkway right here where the mahogany is, and we're going to cut through sideways, and here we are at the warehouse. I'm going to go forward to this table right here, and we're going to here we go. Let me look for fern, and we don't have any, so that's why he doesn't. So Evelyn, who is the logistics specialist, she runs the warehouse. She would have to actually order it and begin to search for it among the cities. And these are the logistics offices right here, and Evelyn's seat is right here. So Evelyn was going to do that. This can be domed. Ooh, that would be interesting. And so we have these offices for the couriers right here, and you can see Fernanda is right here, and Philippa is over on this side. And I would have to say to them that we have 4 of them on this side, and we have 4 here. But we don't have 4 of them all together because there's Daniel, because 2 of them are going to be scheduled off out of the building. So Emmy is here. I don't think there's anyone, and Kishore is here. Okay. And no one's here. Okay, I get it. Ezekiel is here. And let's come over to this side. So there should be 2 upstairs that aren't. Harry is here, and there's no one there. And then this is for Philippa, and this one is Fernanda. And so that's all of them. I really love this. I wish you could have seen when we were building it. You can go back and check my YouTube videos and you'll be able to see. It was really fun, and I love the attention to detail that when these are at lower levels, they have building equipment and building materials in the area as though, you know, this place is still under construction. And I love that. And look at these amazingly empty walls in this amazing office. Now, there was a time when we could have put in books and things here. This is Aquatica, so we don't have those computers. However, we could bring them in. I don't think there's any seating here. I don't think they sit down. Let's look at a tag tool and see if that's true. So let's come here. Let's get a tag. Here we go. And let's touch down. So there it is. And let's look here. And there aren't any tags. There's just the ground level. We have a thing for sit tags, but they're not going to sit because there isn't any leisure in this. This is actually a working, a workshop. And so it doesn't matter if we change the seats. That's what I'm actually checking to see, if we change the seats. So if we change the seats, I know they love having this look. It would be interesting if they were on both sides and just have these aren't their desks, that these are places where they have stuff of theirs. But 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It actually would work. It actually would. Do I have one on me? Let me see if I do. Yes, I have a black banner. Let me see what this looks like. This is what we want to do. So see that part right there? We would put computers in for this part right here. And then there would be 3 people sitting in this area. Now I could still take these seats because I really kind of like them. They're very pretty. And put them where the desk is. So right here, we just have the chair be right here like this. And we'll put these seat pieces in. Is that within the build? Yes. So we'll take that one away and take this one away. So we have computers here. Let's have these not be here. Yeah, let's have these not be here. And let's have these not be here. And so there we have it. So, nope, wrong one. Let's put in the prismarine piece right here, and this chair is pulled back a little bit. I think that's so cute, Nubian. I just really absolutely love those chairs. I like that look. And then here have this one as well. And did I just move that back to the same place instead of putting that right here? I did indeed. So let's put that in. And let's put the chair here and here. So what do we have so far? We have this one here, and then where this is, we can put in stools in this area. Let me see. Hi. I am so sleepy. Vincentius Primus, everybody. I am so sleepy. There is? Oh, thank you. Okay. I'm probably going to wake up, but I'm wondering now if I was too sleepy to do this, to do the tour. Yes, and I'll have to do an awake tour. I'll call this the sleep tour. We just had a sleep tour. And then like that. Yeah, I kind of almost seems like that. I mean, I'm seriously asleep. All right, let's not have the blenders. Those are blenders. They actually are. They're the Chroma Hills version. And oops, no, yes. And there we are. Okay, so this is their work area parts here where they have stuff. And if we wanted in this spot right here where these are, I think I'd actually like to have some things, some places where things are actually piled up, or whether there's trash or something like that. Do something interesting in these areas here. And that would mean maybe using different counters than the counters that are here. And this is what I do. This is the part that I love to do, and the part that actually keeps me awake. And and although I'm surprised, I like to tour actually, and I'm surprised that I am falling asleep on tour. So the chairs are made out of prismarine. We're making the stools out of warped, so they have these colors. What colors would I like to put in for desk? We could do, I think I'd almost prefer to do like a normal desk in these areas. So these are the desk drawers. This is, and these are the desk pieces for Valhelsia. Let's do the oak. And Jelly Bean, cleaning done for another week. Dun, 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 dun. Jelly Bean, doing the clean. Yes, you are. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right, so here, where I just put these down, let me see if I can get this piece right here to sit in front and not show that. Yay. I can. Look at that. Dun, 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 dun. It kind of does, I know. But I think I like that. And then we can put these pieces right here. Oh, it didn't like it. Pickle went away. Let's put these in these sections here. So we're going to take that. We're going to put some other modded pieces in those places where these pickles are. Pickles was all there is, but we have some other things that we can put there. And so I'm going to take these away like this so that we don't lose those. There we go. Let's take this part and put those in, and then put these desk parts right here like this. Because we have so many of these desk pieces together, Let's take this one away. Let's take this one here away. And this one, we are not going to have one on that side, so it's a good thing we have that one there. We can have one here and one here. Let's put in books in those areas. Now, Jelly Bean, you're going to watch it after? Ah, the movie. Yeah. The scary movie? Is that the scary movie that you were talking about, Mr. Villager? I think this matches well. Yay! That's what I thought. I thought that particular bookcase was going to match. I don't usually use that bookcase, but it matches perfectly right here and looks like files. So in that respect, that's really good. We now have some more things. Oh, I love it. Ah, thank you, Jelly Bean. That thing of trying to do something in the restaurant this morning on Twitch made us find out that Farmer's Delight, of course, I've kind of figured Farmer's Delight was in Neo, but I was thinking I don't really need it, but I'm glad to have it again. And then Beautify. And both Beautify and Farmer's Delight give us flower pots. So we don't have, oh, can I think of the name? I'm not going to be able to think of the name right now, but there's one of the flower pots that we love that we're not going to get back. But we do have Dawn of Time. Dawn of Time gives us flower pots. And I thought we had, I put in flowers. Let's put in pots. P-O-T, and let's see. So we've got Dawn of Time's flower pots, which gives us all sorts of wonderful flowers, including some potted ivy, and I'm trying to find some things that look like stuff that they would have in an office, and I think this is going to be it. Why don't we just use these three? So we can put the ivy here. There it is. And over here, look at this cute little thing. Look at this adorable thing. Let's put this on top of there. I like that. And then we have the, that says Camella, believe it or not. Let's put it right in that corner, and that gives us these flowers, which is really nice. So what else would be in here? And let's see. What else would be in this office that we can put in this section? It would seem like there would be files or something like that in these sections, but we don't have anything right now. I actually like that change. So this is the way it looked. It looked like this, and we changed it to look like this. This is what I like to do. So I'm going to take these away for a minute. We're going to get this and this. We need this, and we can take the stool as well, and this bookcase here, and then we'll come back from the flowers afterwards. And look who we've got. We've got June, who is spending some time in this area, and we're going to take all of these pieces away here, and we're going to put in the other desk pieces. So let's put in these first, the computers, and then we can put these in front, and that is how those are made. This is, I learned these from, ooh, it's down far. I learned these from Mixasa and Matlam's Underwater Base style has these, and that's where I took the banner actual design from one of their build designs. And we're not using blenders in here. Oh, blenders! I know what we can put in here. We can put a little coffee area, especially since the location of this would be perfect actually for a little coffee area. Let's do that. So on these, we're putting these desks right here. Here we're putting this one, and over here we're putting this, but then we're putting no, then we're putting that piece in and put that piece there. Doesn't it look like we can have this on this side? It does look like we can have that. Do we have that over here? We absolutely do. And then put this in. So maybe you will send something else later. It's a meditative video you found recently, and this will be a good day to show your group's ambition. Okay. That sounds very interesting. Yes, definitely. So this is where the other computers are supposed to be. So if we put them in first and the tables in, then we can see where these drawer pieces are supposed to go. There's one there, and we can't put one there, but we can definitely put those right there. So these are pink. Is it just carpet? It sure is. Is carpet thinner than... I think carpet's thinner than the, the panels. Let's look for a second. We can either make the carpets white or brown. And let's see which ones we want. These are floating. Let's use regular brown and regular white or gray. But because the furniture is brown, we're going to change the carpet tops on this. And we'll put this one on top. Yes, I'm making this an office. I'm making it boring, like offices are. Boring's not the word, isn't it? That they're just a workplace and people are trying to get work done. Isn't that what we could say about it? That's what's going on. So we're going to take the chairs. So now that we removed that, did we move them over here? Let's see here. Keep it for later. May it help relieve a little of the stream's pressure. Yeah, okay. I'll keep that in mind, Mr. Villager. Let me come here. And of course now I am awake. No, Maraville, you are awake. And I just got rid of this chair. Let me see, do I need any of these right this? They're all in the room. They're all in the right place. And let's get these two pieces here. And these can be used. Oh, wait, these are in the right place. Hold on. I forgot where I was. And I just did that. So I'm not awake. I thought I was awake, but I'm actually not. because I just removed these chairs that I had put here. So we'll put these two back. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where the chairs need to be that they're not. And let's put one here. I see that. Why don't we bring these out? They have them actually sitting out. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's Mira. Mira's coming to check. Hi, Mira. She's like, it's nighttime and I hear all this activity up here. So I just needed to check and see what's going on. Yes, I know. I'm doing stuff up here. So now all of the people are in bed. Let's put this one here and let's do the sides of this chair. Yes, I'm keeping these vanilla chairs. I like them. I do that with some of the things that I like in the town hall area. I'm keeping all the vanilla couches. It's that same kind of thing. So I'm doing that with this as well. Sometimes there's a chair in the hospital that I like. I'm keeping those. It doesn't necessarily mean that I dislike the other stuff. It's just that this is so much fun, being able to have different things. And so we're just going to have these kinds of things in these areas because it's fun. All right, what I figured I can do actually is put a table for coffee somewhere. Let me see what this looks like. Here, I don't have any plates here. We haven't done anything about these yet. And the dome is going to go on top, but oh, wow, it's a good thing that's there. Otherwise, water would have come in. We're going to take that away. And yeah, so this is Mubian's design, and we just changed the furniture out to make it look more, to make it look like this, because it's fun. And I like that a lot. And so let's see. I would almost have to look at some office, especially for logistics, and see if they have, if there's some kind of like like a little places where they keep packages or something. What would you think? What do you think about that? Let's take one of these and let's look at this. Yeah, nah, I didn't need to do that. Okay. Let's put this one here. Let's put this one right here. Let's put one near the door like that, because there's 3 in the room and we're having it look like that. Look at the view that they have. Isn't that lovely? I like it better with the computers here and they can look out on both sides. So this one, they can see the warehouse. That's actually the warehouse over to the left right there. And looking really amazing. Oh yeah. See, they can see the warehouse from here. And that is so cool. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There are only 3 people in each of these offices. And then Ezekiel and Evelyn have these offices here. I don't think I can do anything. One of them, oh, it's Daniel. One of these, it's Daniel's. I think Evelyn's, And there it is. This one is the one that is attached to the building. So this is the main one. I don't really want to take away anything. I'd be afraid. So I think I'm just going to have it continue. I almost would like it. Oh, I know how I can do it. That's actually perfect, actually. Why don't we do that with the corner ones? So with the corner ones, what we're going to do, if they want to use a computer, they can use them in the offices. We're going to have these corner places be places where they hang out. We'll have some chairs here, like almost like a restroom area or something like that. And if we do that, what we can put here, and let me look at some tables for a minute. We could use, or desk, no, table. We could use tables or we could use counters. I think I might want to use counters. Have some tables that they can sit at. And I'm leaning towards, Paladin has some classic tables. I'm leaning towards this table here as a nice table to put somewhere. And the question would be where, because see, when they come up here like this, are they going to sit in this area, or should we have just the tables right here like this? It kind of makes it that we can't really do too much here. Let's get cabinets for a minute. Drawers, D-R-A-W-E-R. And let me see for kitchen. Up, here we go. So what are we going to do? Ooh, this color matches the rest of the office and looks like something they would do, doesn't it? Let's get cabinets for a minute. C-A-B-I-N. And we'll take this cabinet area. And let's find a matching, see this Paladin piece here. We should be able to find a matching cabinet top. There it is. That's it. And let's look. So right here, okay, let's leave that. Right here, let's put in the cabinets right above here like that. And then right here, on both sides, we can put those. Now the carpet piece, I would rather not. Let me do architects. I just want to see how thick they are. Architect's cutter, oak. Let's just look for a second, stripped wood, and see how thick these are going to be, these panels. If we put a panel like this on top of that piece, let's see what happens with this for a minute. Yeah, it's too thick. It's gonna look like that. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I don't like it for those. I'm just gonna leave those the way they are, but that is interesting for this little office area that we're changing these into. So on both sides here, that one, it's almost like where we need to have a sink or something right here. Let's put a sink here. Let's find something that matches. We're looking at there it is, a light wood sink. So let's take this away and put that in. You can barely see that against that. Interesting. Let's change this back. What can we put there? I want to put some different kind of, thank you, Mr. Villager. I can't use, let's look at Dawn of Time for a minute. Let's see if we can find Dawn of Time right quick. And let's see if we can see some backing that we might want to put there. Oh, we could do bamboo plank. That's just normal bamboo in those parts. I'm looking for something interesting. Let's look here. Now the thatch is interesting as something to put. Let me see if I like that. Let's look here. There's thatch again. There's tile. Let's look at the tile and see if we like that. And here we've got tea. We can put tea down or we can put coffee. And let's come to here. Oh, and there's sandstone. This is interesting. So let me see what this looks like. We could do this right here like that. We could have this. Let's see what this looks like. That would look like that. Or we could have this. Let's see. I don't like any of those. I don't. Let's look at quartz. Q-U-A-R-T. We could do quartz. Yeah, I don't like those. I thought I was going to, but I don't. I do quartz. This is concrete. Oh, look, beautify. Yay! Look what beautify has. Look what we can do. Look what we can put here. Look at that. I love it. Maybe someone over here having something right here. Look at that. This is cool. Okay, that's beautify. I know, I love it. I was looking for something here. I don't like any of those. Do you? Jelly? And then quartz. We could do, I think this is going to go the wrong way, but let me see if we did this. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Ah, look what we got this time. Boinky boinky. I just don't like any of them. So you know what I'm going to do? Terracotta. Light gray. I think the white is going to, or the light gray is going to not be this color and or the dark color, and I think that might work. Let's see what this looks like. That works. Whoa, look at that. That actually is okay. All right, so that's what we'll use behind the cabinetry in these sections right here. We're just going to put in this terracotta right here. The colony has grown a lot, and it has to it's to have seen all of this, or at least most of it. Aw, thank you, Mr. Villager. Mr. Villager, it's always been fun to have you in chat, and all the things that we can have. I just really like having people in chat who are fun, and who we're going to put it on this side, on this one, and then the cabinets, there it is. We'll put the cabinets up, and that puts that there. And so the sink is there. We put tables to the sides, and I like these tables right here. Let's go ahead and bring these tables over here as well. Now, we need a brewer, and we've got one. So we're going to put this in, and a mug. This mug actually, I believe, goes into the brewery. We don't need these pieces here. I made these, but they're in the room, but I haven't used it yet, and so we'll do that. We didn't put the top on this right here, so we'll put that top there, and then on this side we can have coffee, and we can stick the mug in there like that, and that takes care of that. We almost need like a fridge or something, don't we, for people? Where are they putting their lunch? Where are they putting their food? On this side too, I'm gonna put another coffee, and the mug's not there. Let's get mug or cup? Cup? Yeah, let's get cup, and let's get a couple. So we can put one cup right there. We can put a cup here. Nope. Scrunchy. We can put a cup there. Let's put a cup on the other side. Let's just put it right in the same place. Nah. Let's put the cup right here. So there's a couple of cups. And that seems to be it. So there's the brewer there. The brewer there. It almost looks like it should have a fridge, doesn't it? It would need to be right here. But there isn't any room. It would have to be back here. Let me see what happens if I open this up. There's nothing. Let me look for a second. Uh-oh, we're flooding the place. I can't get to that piece right there. Okay. Let's do it this way. So I need a piece here, 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 and here. And then I can have this be here. Here we go. So the water's going to go away. Unless it's a... Ooh, it's a source. Hold on a minute. We've got a source. So we have to come here and get rid of the source. And there we go. And then we can take right here. I'm going to have another source, I think. Let's put this in right. Nope. Stop. There we go. Okay. What am I doing? I'm putting a refrigerator in right here. A fridge. And we're going to put in, are we putting in Mr. Crayfish's? Are we putting in Paladins? Are we putting in Paladin's white fridge or a black fridge? Mr. Crayfish's black fridge. I'm still afraid to use cooking for blockheads yet. I'll have to see. I'll have to test it, but I can't use it right now. And if we put that there, it's going to look like that. That looks like they can't open the door, doesn't it? If we just put it here, and what would we put here that would make it that, I know this is very strange, but that's what I'm doing. What would we put there that would make it, when they want to go downstairs, see, it's gonna be hard for them to find. So I just need one more something right here. Why don't we just go ahead and put this counterpiece right here? You think, uh-oh, okay, all right, I see it. Okay, Jelly. Look what time it is. We've been doing this for 3 hours. Whoa. See, like that, they can still come here and go down. And that's fine. It kind of looks weird having that right in front of the stairs, doesn't it? The elevator right there. Yeah, I don't like it. I know already. I know. Yep, that's what happened already. It is time, a full 3 hours. We did it. We did it. Yeah. Okay, so we're looking at Arabella, one of the scientists, looking for something in here. And maybe she's searching for one of the people to talk to them. And yeah. You thought that we still had at least something like 15 minutes, or then, yeah. Isn't that wild? Check the last message. All right, so let me come here for a second, and I will do that as a part of looking at this, because I did miss something of yours. Where the last thing you said, the colony has grown a lot. And then you said, I might need to wax myself to avoid becoming even more rusty than I already am. You know, maybe another pause of the game will do it. I see. Okay. Well, I won't burn my neurons once again just because I still don't know how to plan something well. I need to start to draw stuff instead of thinking while I build. Maybe it works too. Thinking while you build. Did you get it? Wax myself for don't copper oxidates. This one didn't work out too well. But I think it's still like the rusting process, right? To wax. And you might need to, I don't know, and it's a shame Vincentius isn't here, because he would know what word you needed to put there. I might need to wax myself to avoid becoming even more rusty than I already am. I see. So what he's saying is that the copper is waxed so that it doesn't actually rust in the water. I see what you're saying. And actually that is correct, what you said. That actually is. Yeah, it is. I get it. I get it. I get it. I do. I definitely do. And thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Look at all those things I have in my hand. Okay, there's nothing there. Enjoy your games, everyone. Enjoy watching all the other gamers. So, yeah. I got super sleepy during the tour. Sorry about that. But I think we showed everything. And then we just continued on and showed a little bit of the way I like to decorate and the way I personalize my builds so that they don't all look the same. So that someone coming to my builds isn't going to see just because this is Aquatica, which if you want to see Aquatica done in survival, you can watch Lady Shatana's videos on YouTube. She's one of the style designers, and Mubian asked her to test out his Aquatica style. So she has the whole thing done in survival, and you can watch her. I recommend it. And then if you want to see Minecolonies played right, Minecolonies played in survival, you can watch the Minecolonies team on Twitch, and they play a few times a week. They design on a couple days, and then they actually play on their server with their patrons. They have a Patreon server, and they play on that. And they are fun to watch, and it's one of the reasons why Minecolonies keeps up really well. What was that? Oh, look at this. Look at him coming. Oh, he's not feeling well. Oh, look at them coming up. Are they all checking in? Ah. Oh, I've been away too long. And the people haven't gotten fed. I have to go. Okay, people. I'll see you soon. That's what that is. They haven't gotten any food because I've been working on this, and this is something that seems to be by design, that Minecolonies is making it that you can't neglect them and you can't go off and do something. You really have to remember that they need you, and so that is what that's about. All right. Bye for now, everyone. This is Drone Hands right here that we're listening to, and we're going to listen to Vincentius Primus, and he's going to play the guitar. So here we go. Bye, Mr. Villager. Thank you for being in chat. Lo-Fi, thank you for being in chat. Jelly Bean, thank you for being in chat. Bye for now. Bye for now.